I've been working with solopreneurs, coaches, consultants, experts, speakers, that type of thing for a number of years now, and have long been telling them that if you want to differentiate yourself from the other 45,000 leadership coaches out there, how do you do that? Right. And I've broken it down because, and I say 45,000 because, like, you go to LinkedIn, you type in leadership coach, you're going to find approximately that, right? Before COVID started, it was like 26,000. It like doubled almost over 2, 3 months. And naturally, the feedback you get initially, especially from somebody who's been in the corporate world for a long time, maybe older, baby boomer, that type of thing is, well, I worked for General Electric for 30 years. I've got real corporate experience. I was like, cool. Tick, 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 tick. Now you're down to 22,000. How are you going to separate yourself? Well, I have a degree from Harvard. Excellent. All right. Now you're down to 10,000. You still have 10,000 competitors for what you do, right? And it is your story. It is the way that you tell it. It is how you generate awareness, but then also build out the material that is, how do you do things differently? Why should they listen to you? What connects you to that person on a personal level that makes them trust you? You mentioned trust at the start. And that's where this is powerful. And then the other thing I'll attach to that, and then there's one other piece, but I'll let you respond to this first. The other thing to attach to that is, I forget the exact stats, but it's like 4.5 million people a month quitting their jobs right now, right? And many of them are just literally taking the sabbatical and then jumping straight into the next job that hopefully will give them a little more flexibility in their homework, work office scenario and all that. They're just kind of feeling out like maybe maybe the grass is greener over here. But some of them are actually going, you know what? I kind of like this. Like, I'm around the family all day and I've got 20 years experience. I'm going to be a coach now, right?
Consultant.
Yeah, I'm a consultant now, which to me, I'm like, hell yes, do it, But I also see the reality of what's happening here, which is, call it an epidemic in its own right. The entrepreneur epidemic is that it's really sexy, it's really cool. But what we just described, if you're wired like us, where you actually like the starting and the chaotic, like no guardrails aspect of it, then you're going to thrive. But if you don't, then you need a way to be able to navigate this space. And it's just really fascinating to me. And anyways, I'll stop talking about that and then I'll make the other point. But what's your thoughts on that as far as like the personal story and how important it is to the coach, consultant, speaker, expert out there?
It's really funny you mentioned this because you're right. Like the pandemic of people just like leaving corporate America. It's technology has done wonders for us. My belief is that I pick on myself because I can only talk about myself. And everyone asks me, it's like, all right, can you coach me here? Can you coach me here? And I'm like, can I? Like, I don't know if I can. Like, I don't know if I have the pedigree of a coach or a consultant, or I've never worked for a big company. I've never had a boss before.
Yep. Yeah.
That's me, right? I've never had a boss before. I'm just taking this light down a little bit. I've never had a boss before. So like, I remember looking back and going like, hey, how do you do this, this, and this? I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I've never been the COO or executive assistant or a chief of whatever to a CEO that's like pushing a company forward. I don't know what I'm doing. And I truly do mean that. Like, I know I'm thankful enough to know and have enough going on that I can kind of piece it together and have some great support, some great people around me that like believe in this wild, crazy idea that I have. But the reality is that your story is enough. And so like my belief that every company out there, solo entrepreneur, big box company, doesn't matter. Their goal is to create trust. And if you earn that trust, you can have an ask. That ask is to buy, donate, show up, do this, do that, whatever. Well, the question is going, how do you build trust? In my eyes, it's a very simple equation. You tell stories that create a connection that earn trust. That's it. And it's that simple, and it's that. Oh, that's dark. My bad.
We're learning as we go in this new space, right?
Gosh, I've been here. I've been in this space for like literally 24 hours. So I had no idea something comes through there, and that's brutal. So sorry. I'm a video production company that can't even control light. This is super bad.
It's the humility in you, right? This is the humanity side of the perfectionist in all of us, right? It's just like, just roll with it,
I know.
Conversation
it's like, I'm sitting back here and I'm like watching my feed and I'm like, man, all right, this is going to have to change tomorrow. And anyways, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm never going to try to be, oh, let me phrase this. I'm going to try for a long, long time to be perfect, but I'm not going to be it. And I'm just going to I'm going to work my ass off to figure it out. But anyways, back to whose stories and trust and everything we were talking about.
Yep.
The truth of it is like your story is enough. But if you kind of like manipulate your story to look cool, or you manipulate your story to be an influencer, or whatever it is, like that's the growing thing. It's like, what, you're renting a private jet. Okay, you know what? Whatever. I'm not that. I'm not the fake it to make it kind of guy. I'm the guy that says, hey, these are my cards. And if you want to hang out and you want to play, I'm in. I'm going to give you everything I got. And that's my deal. Like, I don't care if you're not paying me. I don't care if you're paying me $1 million. You're going to get what I got. And I'm going to show up. So when we're looking at people's stories, it's so important. Like, you could sit back here and read resumes. You can read LinkedIn. You can say this, you did that, and cool this, cool that, whatever. But if you can sit back here and say, this is who I am right now, I believe that every person is the best version of themselves.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch the full unedited episode, go ahead and click over here. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Thanks so much.